Good morning. In the last video, we introduced and we talked about business intelligence, how business intelligence is used for decision support system, for making decisions, for making informed decisions, for making data driven decisions at different levels of the business units, at corporate level, business unit levels, at operations level, right? At different managerial levels. And in today we will discuss the management support systems, decision support system, different types of decisions, right? And types of decision in an organization. Business intelligence, collecting data from different data sources, processing their data, data mining, right? Then presenting their data in the form of reports and getting insights from these reports. This is all we work to support our decisions, right? To get some insights on the problems, to define, even many times to define a problem statement from the data insights. And types of decision in an organization. And today's topic is different types of decisions in an organization. The first we can call is structured decisions. Structured decisions, right? Can be automated because a well defined standard operating procedure exists for these types of decisions. Known as programmable task. Structured decision means the first step is step A, then you have to take step B, then you have to take step C, then you have to take step D. There is no if and out. If there is any if, there will be if A, either if B. The structured decisions are well structured. We know that what will be the next step, what next step we have to take, right? These are called structured decisions and programmable tasks. Semi-structured decisions include a structured aspect that benefits from information retrieval, analytical models, and information system technology. Structured aspect, right? And also unstructured aspect as well. In case of semi-structured decisions, means in the process, somewhere it will be structured. We know the steps to take, and further it will be unstructured, and the unstructured are always handled manually. They are not cannot be automated, cannot be programmed. If any decision is unstructured decision, right? Now the unstructured decisions, these are one-time decisions with no standard operating procedure. If the decision is unstructured, it means there is no standard operating procedure, and decisions makers intuition plays a important role as information technology offers less support for decisions. Unstructured ones cannot be automated, and hence information technology IT plays less role. More depends on the intuition of the decision maker and also the experience of the decision maker, right? Intuitions also comes from the experience, yes, on the basis of experience. So less programmable. Challenges in semi-structured and unstructured decisions involve multiple criteria. Criteria means multiple criteria. Different criteria can be used for decision making to reach up to the decision. Users have to choose between conflicting objectives. How it can be? The scenario, conflicting objective scenario. The company is one side focusing on price control, cost control, and they are eliminating employees in sales, right? And the other side also demanding more sales, also demanding higher sales revenues. So if we are targeting higher sales revenues, of course, we need to have a good sales team. Another side, we are eliminating sales personnel. So that can be a conflicting objectives, two conflicting objectives in the organization, right? The users have to choose between conflicting objectives many times in case of unstructured decisions, and multiple criteria they involve. Organization labels and types of decisions. We all know about different organization labels. If the label is strategic management, that happens at corporate level. The unstructured decision is introduction of a new product. If the company wants to introduce a new product, so there is no SOP. There is no standard operating procedure. We have to work on hit and trial basis, on the basis of our experience, on the basis of intuitions of experience and intuitions of decision makers. Semi-structured decisions, mergers and acquisitions. We all may be knowing mergers, that is two companies merging, right, for better business growth. The mergers are semi-structured decisions, right? And structured decision is plant location. Where will be the plant located? That decision can be structured decision too, right? Now tactical management level, and a structured decision is resolving conflicts. If there is any conflict, then of course resolving conflict is between two divisions, and the conflict is between two divisions. They may be overlapping, two divisions may be overlapping in the case of sales, or in the case of sales, right, and distribution and all, maybe anything, distribution of product and sales and all. Then resolving that dispute will be an unstructured decision, because we hardly have any such SOP for resolving a case, resolving disputes, because every dispute between two divisions will be having a different aspect. Semi-structured is sales forecasting the sales for the next year or for the next quarter. In that case, we take past data for forecasting next quarter or next year's data, right? That is a structured part, and also we have unstructured part. We call it a semi-structured decision, right? Structured one is budget preparation. When we prepare budget, then we know about account receivables and we also know about accounts payables, right? So we call it a budget preparation. Operational management, and a structured one is setting Q priorities, and structured is accounts receivables, and structured is account receivables. We have account receivables of this much amount, but we don't know how much we are going to receive by that date. Structured is payroll. We all are aware of it, right? At operational management level, these are the different types of the decisions at different levels, organization levels, right? Different types of decisions at different organization levels, with example that I have explained. Different types of information systems that have been developed to support certain aspects and types of decisions. As I said, the whole is the decision support, for supporting the decisions. Each type is designed with unique goals and objectives, right? Phases of decision making. Now, different phases of decision making. When we take decisions at corporate level or at unit level or at tactical level, so phases of decision making, any the decision you are going to make. First one is the intelligence phase. Intelligence phase that we are discussing. Intelligence phase. The next one is intelligence phase is getting information, presenting that information, collecting information, processing that information, then presenting then that information, and interpreting that the insights of the information, that we call intelligence phase. The next phase, design phase, designing decisions. Then choice, we can have multiple alternatives, and we have multiple alternatives and we have choice, right? Then finally, implementation phase. Decision makers examines the organization's environment for conditions that need decisions. Intelligence phase, collecting information about environment of the organization for taking decisions in a particular aspect. Data is collected from variety of sources and processed, allows decision maker to discover ways to approach the problem, right? This is what all we do in intelligence phase. Collection of data, processing of that data, and getting insights from data, different patterns from that data, what exactly it is interpreting and it is telling us, right? In design phase, defines criteria for decisions. Different criteria for decisions we define in design phase. Different criteria for decisions we define in design phase. Generates alternatives for meeting the criteria. We generates alternatives for meeting these criteria. Defines associations between the criteria and alternatives. There will be association between criteria and alternatives. Requires understanding how each alternative affects the criteria. How each alternative affects the criteria. Information technology does not support this phase of decision making, means design phase of decision making, because we have to set the criteria and we have to evaluate the alternatives, and we have to, in that case, the experience of the decision maker and the intuitions of the decision maker will be more important than the information technology itself, right? The third one is choice phase. Involves selecting best and most effective course of action is from the alternatives. We have to select the best and most effective course of action is from the alternatives. Analyze each alternative and its relationship to the criteria to determine whether it is feasible. The decision is feasible. Decision support system helps sort through possible solutions to choose the best one for organizations, and includes tools for calculating cost-benefit ratios. Cost-benefit ratios, right? Now, finally, we have implementation phase. Organization devises a plan for carrying out the alternatives selected in the choice phase and obtains the resources to implement the plan. Devise a plan for carrying out alternatives selected in the choice phase and obtains the resources to implement the plan. Finally, we have to finalize an alternative and devise a implementation plan, collect resources from the organization to smoothly implement your decision you have taken. Decision support system does a follow-up assessment on how well a solution is performing. Right? Follow-up, control that we say in management. A follow-up assessment on how well a solution is performing. The control, the follow-up. What is there any gap? Are we able to achieve the target and the objectives with the help of the decision we have taken? Right? That we call follow-up. Decision support system. Right? They will discuss next in the decision support system. It is interactive information system to design, assist decision makers in an organization. What is required for the decision support system? In the next video, I will explain. It consists of hardware, software, data, and mathematical and statistical models. Right? The decision support system consists of hardware, software, data, mathematical and statistical models that we will discuss in next video. Thank you. Thank you very much.